senor.
All right, let's rock. About to start this intro, and then you can get the mics going, Willie B.
Right now?
You know what? Why not?
It's Sunday morning, which means first to the whistle, Lions edition.
The Jezebels are out.
Yeah.
That's a new word.
Oh, that's right. You learned the word Jezebel.
I did. Netflix is teaching me new things.
Okay, I'm happy. You don't want to be around Jezebel. Well, actually, you do, because you might get lucky.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll keep an lookout, Terry.
Okay.
But no, we're here. It's Sunday. It's game day, baby.
That's right.
You ready to go?
Ready to go.
We're live, as you can see. Shout out to the Woodward Sports chat.
You know what's funny?
What?
What was the narrative before the season began? About the schedule.
About this schedule.
How the schedule was so tough.
The Lions got one of the hardest schedules in the NFL.
In NFL history.
Yeah, they're a good team, but that schedule means they're maybe like a 9-10. Vegas had them at, 10.5 over under? They're a 10-win team with this schedule, Terry.
But it doesn't seem that daunting now.
It's changed.
And tonight's game, Kansas City Lions, it was a big game. It doesn't seem that big anymore.
It definitely doesn't seem like opening night 2023.
Right.
But it's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still Andy Reid, and you're going to Arrowhead. Like, it's an important game. It's not a must-win for the Lions. Maybe it's a must-win for the Chiefs.
Maybe for the Chiefs, and that's why I want you guys to watch out tonight. There could be some shenanigans going on.
Oh, yeah?
Because, the Chiefs have been accused of having the refs in their back pocket.
Mm-hmm. Shenanigans?
That could happen tonight. Seriously.
Oh, man.
Because, the NFL doesn't want the Chiefs to go 2-4.
No.
They don't want to risk the Chiefs not making the playoffs at all.
Definitely not. Especially with the Ravens, who are looking like they're going the wrong direction.
Right.
They want the class of the AFC still there at the top, and especially Patrick
they still
Mahomes.
got Buffalo.
Right,
Buffalo
right.
won it by default, maybe.
But why do they want the Chiefs so bad? There's two
because
people.
they've won multiple Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's more than two people. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Right.
That's part of why the shenanigans that Senior Aid in the TD booth is talking about, we might see them tonight. Like, we might see one of those zebra called games where Mahomes, Kelce, they get one of those eyebrow razors.
Or Chris Jones takes a switchblade to David Montgomery, slits his throat, and doesn't get called for anything.
Oh, man.
Something like that could happen.
Graphic on a Sunday
Damn,
morning.
I'm just saying, there's going to be some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Willie
Take his
B's like
hands off his
T-Falls
junk.
woke up on Dexter and Davison this
Yes,
morning.
indeed. Yes,
But
indeed.
I wanted to say this because just hearing you guys talking about the shenanigans that could go on in this game, and shout out to Braylon Edwards, Matt Shepard. I said this on their show too. This Lions team has been narrative busters like multiple times over, including the fact that we used to say, yo, our guys aren't getting home or we're losing games because they didn't call, the holding at the line on our defensive linemen. They're letting their defensive linemen do whatever they want to our offensive line. It used to be those things, those zebras would be the reasons why. And we would be waiting to reject their apology letter for the pick up the flag game. But lately, the only thing that's really been able to trip up the Lions is if they make their own mistakes. Even though the league they went a whole season where they got one pass interference call that went their way.
Wow.
And they were still the best offense in the league. So it doesn't matter anymore. In my opinion, what the Zebras do, it really matters more if you're going to get perfect Jared Goff, can Jahmyr Gibbs get off between the tackles, things like that. Is J-Mo, what type of role is he going to be playing, whether he's catching the ball or not? I do think it's going to rest more on that than the refs. Hopefully.
It better.
Hopefully. It better.
It better.
But the thing to watch out, they don't have a defensive backfield. It looks like
that's
tonight.
true.
Hansy's not going to be in there.
Hansy's out. DJ Reed's out. Khalil Dorsey's out.
Come on.
Avante Maddox is out. Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph are playing. Good news for Lions fans. But they've been hobbled this week. They've missed some time during practice.
Right.
So
maybe Kansas City will go to the not the switchbone, but the wishbone
I
team.
was going to say switchblade.
yeah, he's
Or
got Chris-
the wishbone. Now, you fellas are too young to know what the wishbone is.
No. I know what the wishbone is.
Okay.
Let's know what the switchblade is.
The switchblade offense, I don't know what that is, but the wishbone is when you have 3 backs in the backfield and it looks like a wishbone.
Can't you see a situation where we got a wishbone package with David Montgomery right behind Goff, St. Brown and Gibbs right to the left of Montgomery, left and right of Montgomery? That would be pretty nice. We've seen I formation with Laporta and Montgomery and Gibbs, or Laporta and Gibbs, Laporta and Montgomery. We're starting to see a little creativity, but not sacrificing any of the physicality that this Lions team and the Dan Campbell teams we've come to love have shown us. It's still Laporta and Montgomery and Brock Wright and, Decker's out, Manu's out. We'll talk about it, but Skipper's in. He lacks a little physically, but that dude's a dog, and he's going to be physical at the line of scrimmage. What I like about this game is they might be limited defensively in the defensive backfield, but they still got the trenches. Maybe as healthy as they've been in a while, not counting Sir Marcus Davenport.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we'll see Mr. McNeill tonight.
Maybe. I do think he's been ruled out. They're going to give him one more week. They got a long week till Monday Night Football. But
I think they could throw him in for a few plays.
Would you? If you were the coach, is this one of those things you're keeping him till?
I'm keeping him out. I want him 100%.
Plus
because what happens was you put somebody in, technically they can play, but then they tweak something.
Right.
And then they're out another 3-4 weeks.
You want someone at 100% and then wait a week or two.
Right.
Then wait a week or two.
Right.
Before, all right, 90, 95, 99. All right, he's 100. Let's throw him out there.
105%.
Against Creed Humphrey. They got the Chiefs. It was good to see them take care of business last week against the Bengals. You've talked about it on Big D Energy on Monday and Friday. Sort of did a recap of that, a game they needed to take care of. But what is the storyline around this, Terry? What's it mean to the Lions? I don't know if this is a good situation that they're in.
I think the Lions are in a no-win situation tonight against the Chiefs. If they beat the Chiefs, then the narrative is, well, the Chiefs are not that good anyway. They're on the way down. So they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But if they lose, then it's like, oh, the Lions can't play with elite teams.
Right. They're not one of the big dogs. They keep pretending.
So are they elite or not?
What do you think?
The Chiefs?
What do you think about the Lions?
I'm having a debate, and I feel silly for saying this, but I'm kind of wondering, is this the best team in football right now? As we stand right now. That all changes during the course of the season, but who is better than the Lions? Now, they had that clunker against Green Bay, and I looked at them and said, oh, man, these guys are cooked. I broke my own rules. I always say, don't look at one game and make a narrative out of it. But it was so devastating. They were just so overwhelmed that I broke my rule.
And all the question marks in the offseason were the issues with that game were directly related to the coordinators, new center, new interior offensive line. It was all our concerns all at once. But the last 4 weeks have been pretty spectacular.
Yes.
Not just good, great.
Right. I don't like to throw around the word great.
Neither do I. But I used it for a reason.
I didn't think they played that well against Cincinnati, even though they won handily. And that game was never in danger.
Agreed.
I think I have higher expectations for the Lions now. I thought they kind of sleptwalked through that game. Started slow. Cincinnati didn't have the starting quarterback. There's no Joe Burrow. I just thought the Lions are all right.
They weren't. I use the term great, and I'm going to stick to that. I'm with you, too. I don't want to throw out great too often. But they played how I wanted to see them play in the first 5 weeks. I knew it wasn't going to be pretty. It wasn't going to be perfectly crisp. But especially against Cincinnati, it didn't look that great, but they out-physicaled Cincinnati. They outdid them in the dirty work of the game, special teams. They won that game in a different way than their previous three.
No, you're correct. They were more physical. They beat their ass.
Yeah.
And got a little ass whooping. But
it
was the mental stuff. It was too many penalties, pre-snap penalties. I don't like that.
Fair. Fair.
That shows me that you're not mentally into the game yet.
Is there any solace? Do you take any solace in the fact that happened the week before this Chiefs game where, okay, now Dan Campbell and coaching staff have coaching points to go clean things up? All right, these were our issues. It wasn't a perfect game. Hey, they're 2-3, but we're going to Patrick Mahomes' house. Mm-hmm. We can't have stupid penalties. They have their own struggles offensively and defensively. They've been making penalties of their own, Kansas City, but with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Steve Spagnuolo leading the way.
That's always a dangerous combination.
Exactly.
Even if you have wide receivers who have butter fingers, it doesn't matter.
Are you referring to anybody?
Huh?
Are you referring to anybody?
I'm referring to the whole wide receiving core.
Oh, the Chiefs?
The Chiefs, yeah.
Okay, good. I was worried that we were starting JMO slander before 8:30. I don't know if the heart rate could handle it.
I have nothing bad to say
before
about
8:30. Yeah.
I was going to ask you later in the show. Maybe I'll just hit you with this. Are you concerned at all with JMO?
Good question.
Like he's
Very
been
good
talked
question.
about. I've heard a lot the last couple of weeks. He's not playing up to this contract extension. That's what they tell me, Terry.
I agree with that. And I've talked to a number of pro athletes, and they would never admit this on the record. But when you get that first big contract, that hunger level is diminished a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah. And I'm wondering if J-Mo is going through that. I've talked to a number of guys, and then on the record, oh, no, I'm just as hungry as ever, and I might be more determined now because I can feed my family.
Stop the cat.
But, you get them to the side, they're like, yeah, I lost a little bit of hunger.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that happened with J-Mo. I don't think he's not where I thought he would be at this point.
What did you think he would be at this point?
I thought he would be a guy that would be the number 2 guy to St. Brown.
Is he not?
No.
Who is? Laporta? Good to see him last week, by the way. Produce in the pass game.
Seemed like they really targeted him on that first drive.
Laporta was last week.
You're getting my point. I'm working my way to my defense of Jamison Williams.
It's long for me. As long as I'm seeing J-Mo still doing the things he was before he was getting the receiving stats, it was the blocking, it was going all out, it was running his routes to the fullest, even if he knew he wasn't getting the ball. Those things matter to me because you look at Sam Laporta, who his rookie season once before Browers, there was Sam Laporta who went out there and set record at the tight end position, and he was getting the yards and he was getting the looks. Then the second year, you see those numbers go down, but we still saw the same level of effectiveness because we're zoomed in. We're seeing it, and Dan Campbell spoke to it. And when they talked to him, this is the other component that I'm hoping J-Mo keeps throughout the season if targets don't necessarily come his way. Sam Laporta said, bro, there's a lot of mouths to feed here. We had a historic offense. My job is to continue to do my job. And if that continues to be the mindset, I believe that's what keeps the Lions at the top this longevity window. A bunch of dudes who not really caring about what their individual stats are, but they are caring about their individual responsibilities.
Amen. I thought
Questions
I thought
answered.
Sam Laporta was a little off last season.
Yeah, he was.
There was
Might have been hurt.
it
Or
could have
beat
been
up.
hurt, but I thought it was more like a chemistry thing with him and Jared Goff was missing last year.
Okay.
And here's what I still have not heard. J-Mo and Jared Goff spending a month in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or spending a month in the surf in San Diego. Or
Well,
going
Cancun?
to a high school field and just
Throwing.
to him. I haven't heard that yet.
No.
And that's how you build chemistry.
True.
So I talked to a high school kid this weekend. He said that he got the chemistry with his wide receiver in the backyard.
Yeah.
He just go over to his backyard and they would throw passes and he knew exactly where he wanted it, how he wanted it, how high he wanted it, how low he wanted it, blah, blah, blah. Even Isaiah Thomas, who did not play quarterback, but was a point guard in the NBA with the Pistons, of course, he would always know if particularly his centers and forwards, when he put the pass into the post,
Right.
did they like it low? Did they want it high? Did they want it midsection? He would know that about everybody.
Right.
And I think it's important for Jared Goff to know all these things. See, him and St. Brown, man, that thing is impossible to stop.
It's one of the best quarterback wide receiver connections I've ever seen. Like just in terms of the rhythm and the trust that they play with, the pinpoint accuracy, the Jared Goff. What's the word? He's thinking ahead of St. Brown. They're both 2 steps ahead of the DB. Mm-hmm. When he throws that ball back shoulder before Amon-Ra St. Brown does his double move in the end zone, right. It's special. It's unstoppable.
Right, and then St. Brown says, I knew exactly where he was going to put it, so I turned around. There it was.
Mm-hmm. So you want to see that?
You know what this is?
What?
This is Joe Montana, the Jerry Rice shit that we're seeing here. Now, if you say that, you're crazy, but it is.
It is.
Tell me it's not.
You're not saying Goff is Joe Montana. You're not saying St. Brown is Jerry Rice.
No, but
yet.
Well, I'm seeing stuff that could remind you of them.
Yeah. We're going to see St. Brown in the record books when it's all said and done. He has the 17th game to his advantage, but nonetheless, he's part of the reason why I have no concern about Jameson Williams. That's the captain. That's the leader of that wide receiver room. One step further, Scotty Montgomery is the wide receiver coach for the Detroit Lions. You see how hard Jameson Williams is blocking since getting that contract, since the last 2 games where he's had 4 targets in the last 2 games?
Right.
But you know what? Last game, 1 target, 1 catch, 9 yards. Sam Laporta, 5 catches, 92 yards, and a 6-piece combo from the drive-through. St. Brown, he didn't score, but he went 8 catches.
6-piece combo?
With a subtle on the side?
Yeah, is that from Culver's or is that from Wendy's?
Well, with Jameson Williams, J-Mo's probably telling Laporta to go to McDonald's and get the Whopper or get the.
Are we talking Detroit Lions? This dude talking about Butterburgers?
Hey, he said 6-piece.
On the
all right, the drive-through, my fault. All right, he's at Nicky D's getting the Coney, right? From what, Nicky D's or from what, National?
You talk a different language to Broder with the Coney Island tough, you know what I mean?
Have y'all ever been to Nicky D's?
Yes,
yeah, I went to
I love it.
Of course, the one on 8 Mile, but that's the
one on 8 Mile and the one right here on Woodward. I love Nicky D's.
I haven't been. I've threatened, but
Yeah.
I haven't actually gone in there.
No.
It's all right. Yeah.
It's funny though, T, because the Nicky D's in Detroit, they all got drive-throughs, but the ones in the burbs don't.
No. The only ones I see.
Yeah, of course, you 8 Mile.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know why I don't go in there? I don't want to be eating my meal in front of a bulletproof glass. That's why I don't go in there.
Then you got to go to the one right here on Woodward.
Yeah, with a safe at.
Hey, look, the sliders are on point. I love the crew and the staff down there. Shout out to Nicky D's.
Yeah, but I don't want to eat my slider and go boom, oh damn, the bulletproof glass.
But you're safe.
I know you say, but that's not comfortable. Bro.
You want to enjoy a dog. You don't want to enjoy a glizzy like that.
So you want 6 Mile Coney Island J-Mo.
Yeah.
That was last year's J-Mo.
Yeah. I don't care what J-Mo. I just want this current J-Mo. I don't need anything to change.
And hungry.
Just keep working. J-Mo, okay, this is pass catching and yardage production look the same as what you would expect a $28 million receiver to. No. But we got to stop looking at this team and Brad Holmes and his personnel decisions the same as every other GM and every other wide receiver in NFL history. You're paying him $28 million to have the number 1 offense in the league. Yeah. He doesn't need catches for the Lions to have 34.8 points per game this season.
What do you think about this? Honolulu BS in the chat. He makes a pretty good point. He says, Jameson Williams is a burner, not a possession receiver. He's going to be feast or famine every game. He's working on his route tree and lots of guys to throw to in terms of Jared Goff.
I agree with that, I think 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be a bad thing. I think he's going to continue to get better. His hands are going to continue to improve. His route tree has improved. Now it's the next evolution of Jared Goff trusting that route tree and hitting him in some of those middle to intermediate routes versus just the long shots or just the not gimmicks, but the reverses, the pitches in the backfield. What he does being out there, you pay him $28 million because of what that can do for St. Brown and Laporta and Gibbs and Montgomery. And we're playing a team that struggles mightily covering running backs out of the backfield and covering those short to intermediate routes. It's going to be a huge day again for Laporta and St. Brown and Gibbs.
In his defense, I think J-Mo was taken out of the last game because of Trey Hendrickson.
Think so?
Yeah, they couldn't. He couldn't.
Trey
Goff
had a
couldn't
game.
Get that protection.
Yeah.
When you go deep to J-Mo, you need a few seconds.
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson's like, no, you're not getting that.
That is something.
That's
When
a
there's
great point.
pressure on Goff, does he have
Right.
time? Not does he have the arm strength that hit J-Mo,
Oh.
does he have time?
For the route to fully develop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For J-Mo to get past that safety or the second DB.
Yeah.
They're playing shell coverage on him. They're putting an extra defender over the top
That.
to avoid that. That's why St. Brown and Laporta are open.
Brayling broke that down on the show. Shout out to Brayling's breakdown. I got to continue to shout out my guy. But he did. He showed that. So even though the routes didn't completely develop, they still had to be reticent of the fact that Jamison Williams can get down the field, and they know that Jared Goff can get him the ball. So the safety still had to be rolled over to his side, and allows a lot of those kind of out routes to the right of the field or the out routes coming from the right into the middle of the field to be wide open. He brought down one play. Jamo struck up the middle, like up the left side of the field, and Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra, and Jahmyr Gibbs are all open coming across the middle of the field. He wound up passing to like Laporta off to the left side. It's the J-Mo effect.
Terry,
I like how he's kissing Braylon's ass, and I know why.
Shout out to my guy.
Damn, Terry, you can't get.
I'm
you
his
can't get a
technical
shout out?
director.
it's the best wide receiver in Big Ten history.
Okay, that's good.
Go
Yeah,
blue.
number one.
But I know why he's kissing his ass.
Damn,
'Cause
Terry.
Braylon's been bringing in smoothies the last couple of weeks. The chocolate peanut butter. So he said, "That's my guy."
You know what? It was fire too, man. Shout out.
Oh,
Shout out
he
to
brought
everything.
But last week he brought
Braylon
Frazier.
said last week, Braylon did this, and Braylon.
Sounds like
Yeah, he brought-
Brandon is an emotionally intelligent human being over there.
Thank you.
No, it sounds like,
absolutely.
man, you could buy this brother off with some smoothies.
Hey, he knows how to talk the talk. Like, I
Hey,
don't know if
T.
you saw-
Foss, you know, there is a Smoothie King just down the road, Woodward
Shout-
and Coolidge, you know.
Shout out, no free shout outs.
Oh, no, they're part of the family now.
Are they?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, hey, we could talk them up.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, so
I
you
knew
know
there
what?
was
We need
something up.
smoothies on this show. We're going to make sure that happens.
They got a good Presto chicken sandwich, Peter.
Wait, excuse me? Did you say breast milk chicken sandwich?
No, Presto, pistachio chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like buttermilk breast milk.
Where is your mind? Breast milk.
Well, he
I'm
about to
getting
be
ready
a
to be a
sandwich.
dad.
I was
dude.
looking at
You might
the
be a
dad
dad,
beard.
so
No,
you
I'm
on dad
talking
mode.
pumps and I'm talking.
You on dad mode, Matt? That's
For
fine.
real.
Bro, I got a lot of stuff for you, too, that I can give you. We have a lot of babies.
I'm surrounded by all this intelligence.
Thank you.
And, you know, I was on the drive-in. I was listening to Dan Campbell's interview with Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
And, man, I just freaking love Dan Campbell. His emotional intelligence is through the roof. Like, you talk about him lying occasionally, you know, the coach talk line. He said one of the most
All coaches lie.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do.
I
They
think
do.
this was one
That's
of the
how
more
they get
honest
players
things
in
I've ever
recruiting.
seen from a coach, from a person in power. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, you know, talking about how he runs his team and connects with players, and he learned from Sean Payton. It's not about you. You don't treat everyone equally. Like, you're lying if you say that. Certain guys get treated certain ways, but the point is that you're treating every individual player, every individual person like an individual. You're not treating them all the same. In fact, that's less genuine, less authentic. And he wouldn't be able to get that connection with these guys
That's
in the
great.
locker
Have
room.
you seen the interview with Wayne, former Lion coach Wayne Fonts?
Yeah.
When he was talking about Barry Sanders, or as Lomas Brown will call him, Barry.
Bowery.
Wayne Fonts.
Yeah,
out,
Barry was our.
Yeah.
No, but he would say everybody had to wait, to get on the bus and stuff, and the bus wouldn't leave until Barry was there.
Yeah.
Like if Barry showed up early, and then the buses left early. And so then people, Wayne would say, "Is the team here?" And then I guess Brett Perriman would say, "No, the team is not here. Barry's not here." And then he said, "Is the team?" Then Wayne would say, "Was the team here?" And Brett would say, "Yeah, Barry's on bus 2." And Wayne would say, "Let's go."
Onwards.
So he would treat him differently than everybody else. And Barry recognized that, and that's why he didn't want Wayne to go.
Really?
When it was obvious Wayne needed to be fired, Barry Sanders was like, "No, I don't want him to go."
Yeah. That sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, I know it's unique that it's Barry Sanders, but those types of, I don't know, favoritism, like, all right, we're waiting for this one player. He can be late, but nobody else.
Correct.
I don't think that's how
how
Dan Campbell operates, but I think it's how he talks to the people. And if St. Brown misses a bus, that bus is gone. St. Brown has got to hitchhike a ride to Green Bay.
Yeah, we're probably wondering why he's like not playing the first quarter or something.
Yeah. But,
So we're going to see St. Brown on 94 with his thumb out.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Green Bay Sucks t-shirt.
Yeah, that's not happening.
It's not.
Standing on his head.
Yeah.
I bet you Dan Campbell will wait for St. Brown.
On that, we were talking.
And you keep talking, but I got a question for you about Lion jerseys at some point in the show.
Okay.
Don't let me forget.
Incoming. I definitely won't. Crazy Clown made a point that I think speaks to both of us when we were talking about J-Mo, the connection with Goff. He says, I think it's a timing issue, but it's made up in blocking in other ways. Just my opinion. It's not sure how accurate I am. Laugh out loud. First off, anyone in the chat can put your opinions, your thoughts. You don't have to be right. We're not all football geniuses. So throw it in there. We want to interact with everybody. But he's right. Sometimes, like you said, Jared Goff didn't have time with Gio Manu playing left tackle last week to let that route develop. Gio Manu's not playing this week either. Taylor Decker's out. You got Dan Skipper in.
I don't know why they cut Dan Skipper, because I thought if something happened to Decker, Skipper would have to step in. Then they cut him and they put him on the practice squad.
I don't know for sure either. You could I think you cut Skipper. Every team around the NFL knows Skipper's coming back to the Lions, so there's some safety to that. And if you cut Manu, hoping to sign him to the practice squad, some other team might see his potential and snipe him. But nonetheless.
The way I look at it is if Decker is out, who do I want in to replace him? It would be Dan Skipper.
You might want Penei Sewell's firstborn
Well,
if he's old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Even
they
though
have a brother.
the baby might be 15 pounds, you still want him over there.
Yeah. But we're getting Skipper. He's going to be reporting today. We'll probably see a lot of Laporta close to the line of scrimmage, some Brock Wright. We're going to see some help on that side. But it did look different. Jared Goff looked a little different when he had pressure coming from Hendrickson, coming from those Bengals. Now, against the Chiefs coming up, the pressure's coming up the middle. And before we start talking about that Chiefs game, I think we need to have another Jared Goff conversation.
Oh, God. You and Stick, man, with this Jared Goff. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Terry, this week,
They said lower goal.
I've been waiting for it to change. But I wake up and I look at the different sports books around. I always start with Caesar Sportsbook. Shout out to Caesar Sportsbook.
Shout out.
To look at NFL MVP odds and to see how delusional folks around the country are. And I continue to see Jordan Love's name in front of Jared Goff, Stafford in front of Goff, sometimes Daniel Jones in front of Goff, Justin Herbert in front of Goff. I'm not saying Goff should be the front runner, the number one. I'm not even saying he should be number two, but Goff is an MVP front runner. Am I right or am I wrong? He should be in that top three conversation.
He should be in the top 5 conversation.
Ooh.
And then let's let it roll from there. First of all, why do you care?
I care because that's my quarterback. Like, not only Sean McVay, but everybody else has written him off except for Stick. Everybody else.
And Stick doesn't count, not to be rude.
Stick saw what we all see now. He's just been passionate, sometimes stubborn, but passionate and ultimately accurate and correct. Because he saw something in Jared Goff. Maybe he believed in it more, but it was the same thing I saw.
Okay, here,
Goff's
let me stop
first
you for a second.
matchup with Mahomes.
Let me stop you for a second. Read my lips. Stick is a homer.
Do you hate him for it?
No, I think it's cute.
That's what Woodward Sports is. I don't want
Sounds
to say
like
we're all
Stick.
homers. I don't want to speak to that. But Stick created this company so he could talk about his teams and the players he wants. Because you look around nationally and there's all this bullshit love for Jordan Love. Bullshit love for Jordan.
No, it's bullshit love for Jordan Love. I don't
Yeah.
get the Jordan Love stuff, but man, the league loves him.
Loves him. They love
that
Stafford. They love Herbert. They love all these guys.
Well, Stafford is good.
He's very good.
Yeah, at the very least, he has a Super Bowl though. You know, it's like so with Stafford one, you can live with, but these other guys that they're so quick to try and just toss over the rankings as it relates to Jared Goff, I don't get every year. It's just like, no, Jordan Love is better. We know it, and it's like, what year do you need to see Jared Goff finish the season as a top and always in MVP conversation, always top 5 to top 7, always? How many times in a row does that have to happen before you guys realize there is something they must be missing? Like, go back to the drawing board and, discuss how you guys figure out how you're going to actually go and assess the quarterback position, because you're missing something if at the beginning of the season Jared Goff isn't even in your top 10.
Yeah.
But then by the end of the season, you're looking at him at the award show as a top 5 MVP candidate. We're not even talking about, like, is he your best quarterback? We're talking about top 5 MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
All right,
type of stuff
let me
I
break
don't
this
get.
down to you fellas.
Break it down.
Here's why Jared Goff is not a favorite to win MVP. 1, he's a system quarterback. B, he just takes what the defense gives him.
But I thought his system went to Chicago.
No, he's a system quarterback.
I'm getting there.
That's what
He
Cam
doesn't
called
run.
game manager.
He's got 2 left feet. He can't even jump in the little pit behind the end zone.
Come on.
So
That's unfair.
Damn,
Steve.
Terry.
He can't.
God damn.
You see, first meeting with
It's
Mahomes
true,
in the
though.
Coliseum, he's going, you know how guys used to dunk the ball on the goalpost? Jared Goff's a layup,
remember
finger
that.
roll layup.
I hope he does that again.
As a fellow Caucasian man myself, I look up to the layup. It was nice. It was a nice layup.
Look, brother, I'm 6'1", 6'2". Broder's tall as heck, though. I feel like you could probably dunk on some people.
Yeah, you 6'5".
Yeah.
I have small hands. I can't palm the ball. But I can get up there. Nonetheless, wait, give me your points again. What was the number one?
He's not spectacular.
Yeah, he's not flashy. Agreed.
He doesn't run.
Doesn't run.
He's a system quarterback.
System quarterback.
He just takes what the defense gives him. He does it very well.
Yeah.
But that is not what people want to see as far as MVP. Now,
That's true.
all that matters to me is, can he run this team and can he win the way he runs it? And the answer is yes.
Let's. I want to adjust our vocabulary. You say run this team. How about run this system? The quarterback's
However you
job
wanna
is to
call
run
it.
the system.
Correct. But that doesn't mean MVP. You got to have a little funk to your game.
Some
You
flavor.
got to run. You got to go up top a lot bunch. You got to do things that people go, woo, look at that. Wow. You don't look at Jared Goff after a game and go, whoa, look what he just did. It's like he did his job and he did it very, very well.
Actually, I'd argue during the game we watched Jared Goff and you're not blown away. You don't understand what he just did. Then after the game, you're like 17 of 23.
Yes. that part,
25
yes.
of 28. 18 for 18.
But the eyeball doesn't tell you this is a bad dude.
No, and you know what? To that degree, I remember even the Bengals game, looking up and saying, "Wait, he's only missed 3 passes." Like, oh my gosh,
You're
I
right.
thought it was. You don't. And for some reason, it really is difficult to see it translate when you're sitting there watching. It's like, okay, he hasn't had any turnovers. The Lions' offense is looking smooth, but then you look up and you realize he has just as many, if not more, yards than the other opposing quarterback. But his is just much more efficient. He's not missing really hardly anything.
He's 10th in total yards, first in completion percentage, 75.2%. First
wait, you
in
said
touchdown
first in
passes.
completion
Right,
percentage?
10th
Yeah.
in total yards
Yeah,
is
that's
not
crazy.
good.
How much?
10th?
No.
Did you
no.
say 10th?
Yeah, 10th, but Josh Allen's like 9th, 8th. Stafford's leading in yards. He's got 1,500, but Mahomes 1,250, Mayfield 1,280, Love 1,000 yards. He's only played 4 games, but he's got a 69% completion percentage. Through these 5 games, his passer rating 120.7, completion rate 75%, and touchdown to interception ratio 6-1 are the highest he's had since he's been in the league. And it's his 7th career game with 80% completion percentage and 3 or more touchdowns,
All right,
which
when
is
you-
5th
when-
all time.
When you're throwing the ball 2 yards down the field, you're gonna have a high.
Come on.
You're gonna have a high completion percentage.
He hasn't been throwing the ball 2 yards down the field
All right, I'm
his
sorry.
entire career.
5 yards down the. My bad.
It's fine. I'll give you that. Let's play this game. 5 yards down the field. how he throws it 5 yards down the field.
I like diabolical.
What do you say about what does he say about Amon-Ra St. Brown Kool-Aid when it's 3rd and 8 and at the whole stadium, everyone in the country knows
where you going, and St. Brown somehow, some way is open with his little 5'9" ass.
Here's the thing, though, which is what makes Jared Goff special. St. Brown doesn't always run 3rd and 8. He doesn't always run 9 yards to catch the ball 1 yard past that first down line. That's what the defense is expecting. St. Brown runs a 6-yard route because he knows Jared Goff is going to put the ball on the right side of his body for him to catch it, fall forward a yard for the first down. Those little things are what make Jared Goff elite, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He can't run. Who cares? He's healthy. He plays every game.
Do you know what that's called? Here, I'm going to teach you a new word today. It's called chemistry. Goff and St. Brown have that chemistry.
Yeah. It's also called ball placement.
All right? They've
Not
worked out
accuracy.
together. They have dinner together.
Yeah, so
They
you place your
talk
balls.
to each other. So St. Brown knows when I turn around, the ball is going to be on this shoulder and not this shoulder.
Right.
And that's my complaint with J-Mo. J-Mo doesn't have that chemistry yet.
Yes, you're right. But there's a difference between ball placement and accuracy. And I think Jared Goff deserves for that to be talked about. Just like there's a difference when a pitcher throws, he's a strike throwing pitcher. He lives in the strike zone.
pitching?
But are they throwing competitive strikes? Are they throwing strikes on the black? It's where you put it. Jared Goff's completion percentage is insane, really, for the most of his career. But
Literally in the Hall of Fame because of it.
75% is his accuracy, but his special trait is where he places that ball. That one throw against the Browns, he was a horrible throw to J-Mo at the sideline. He threw it 10 yards short. Bad throw. The throw before, he put one on the dot. Not right here to St. Brown, down and out, away from where the defender could defend St. Brown, only where he could put it. That's what makes him special, plus the chemistry.
And the one against the Bengals as well, he put one on the money. It was a window that only Amon-Ra could catch it. And what I like is they left the camera on Goff just enough, and you see him start to strut a little bit. Like I saw a little bit of what David Montgomery was talking about with Jared Goff. You could tell he knew before the catch. He released it and was almost Steph Curry-esque. You know, he just started strutting, like down the field. Like, I know, hey, let's move the chains. Straight up.
Straight up.
And you know what? We talk about this redeemed team, and I get it, what you do in the Olympics to win a gold medal, and they get into, you know, for better or worse, they get their Hall of Fame jackets, including Tayshaun Prince. But that's why I don't downplay when you look at a Jared Goff doing something that, you know, the NFL deems Hall of Fame worthy, going perfect in the game, and you're winning the game. Like, that's what Jared Goff is becoming known as. So it used to be, you know, you hear a lot more of maybe it's just the system or, oh, well, you know, he's a smart quarterback. I just think he's just a really, really good. I think it's good to elite quarterback. That's what I think Jared Goff is. I just think he does it differently than the way, and T-Foss has been right. Jared Goff does it differently than the way people want to see it. And I think that it allows them to say, oh, cool, but did you see what this guy did over here? Yeah, and I think that Jared Goff is always going to get dinged because of that.
And I think that's going to come up in this question relating to jerseys that Terry's going to ask here shortly. But I got it. I can't move on quite yet because the system stuff, the coordinator, like how many more bills does he have to pay? I'm not even talking about being 2-0 against Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking why, and this is also, Terry, why I feel like I have to speak up, because all the media, especially the national media, what were their talking points before the season? You lose Ben Johnson, you lose your coordinators for the Lions, they're going to regress. You lose Frank Ragnow, an all-pro center, he's going to regress. What is Jared Goff going to do? His plays definitely got to diminish. Once again, he answers it. He's been in the league 10 years, 7 different coordinators. Do you know how many of those coordinators have become head coaches? The entire NFC North. Plus more.
Indeed.
Who is it?
But that's the reason he's good, is because of the coordinators.
That's what's been said.
Here.
How about the court? He's getting these coordinators head coaching jobs because these young up-and-coming minds have someone who, in a year, can digest their thoughts
so you're
enough.
saying Jared Goff is the one that's pushing these coordinators to head coaching jobs, and it's not the other way around.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, well then just say it.
Jared Goff is the one getting these coordinators head coaching jobs.
Bam, bingo.
Kevin
There you go.
O'Connell, Vikings coach. Ben Johnson, Bears coach. Matt LaFleur, Packers coach. Zach Taylor was his quarterback's coach. He's now with Cincinnati. The list goes on. He deserves some credit. 10 years, 5 times in the playoffs, 2 conference championships with 2 different teams, 13 wins with 2 different teams. I just don't get what more the man's got to do. If we had an extra hour to this show, I could read off Jared Goff's accolades away from the Lions, his NFL accolades in history. He does things that no other quarterbacks have done in history.
Okay, here's what he has to stop doing. And he hasn't had one yet this year. He has to stop having these 3 and 4 interception games that are critical.
Bingo, 100%.
Right. He's got to do that. He's got to
Even if they win?
I'm not saying go to the Super Bowl, but he has to have another long playoff run. And then if he gets to the NFC Championship, he can't be the reason the Lions lose.
Right.
He has to lose 41-38 or something, and they just run out of time. So that's what he needs. Everybody who's been an MVP has done that except Lamar Jackson. Now, why is Lamar Jackson always in the equation? He runs. He does things that you're like, oh, wow, did you see that? That's the difference. Because Lamar Jackson, I don't trust him in the playoffs. I don't want him as my quarterback in a playoff game.
But how good is he? He's great in the regular season.
He's really good in the regular season. But if I'm coaching a team and it's the playoffs and they say your quarterback is Lamar Jackson, you know what I'm doing? I'm stomping on his feet so he'll be injured and can't play.
I'm going there.
See,
T-Boss woke up and found violence today.
And I'm going to be wearing spikes too.
Damn.
And still Kirby Joseph will probably be called the dirty player.
we got tapes of it. I love the juxtaposition. Just to cut in real quick of Stafford running up to Kirby Joseph and other people talking about we have tapes, we submitted footage. But then when it's turned around on Dan Campbell, they're like, yeah, we heard that you submitted footage. No, that is bogus. We go out there and we play the game.
That's
If how
totally
they wanna
bogus.
play, then that's the rules and that's how we gonna play. I love that little juxtaposition. This Lions team, man, they don't cry about much, man.
Yeah. A reminder, Kirby Joseph was never flagged for any of those. So I'm going to drop one more for
Branch
you on
has
Goff.
been fined
and
more
then
than
you
him.
have a question that I want the chat to participate in because
Right.
we got to do a little guessing.
Because you got to guess.
We
Right?
got to guess. But did you know, Terry, Goff's the sixth quarterback in NFL history to throw for 100 or more touchdown passes for multiple franchises, and the 3rd QB in NFL history to win 13 games in a season
I
for
did not
multiple
know that.
franchises.
Congratulations.
Whatever
would
coordinator he's got, whatever head coach he's got, Jared Goff performs.
No, that is true, but we have to get beyond the whole Ben Johnson thing. I don't think
Thank
we're
you.
quite beyond that yet. We still have
Dick is.
some
I am.
feeble think. You are.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
But we still have some feeble minds who are like, well, Jared Goff was good because of Ben Johnson. And maybe some of that has gone away after the Green Bay game because that was like front and center after the Green Bay loss. Now it's diminishing again, and it will disappear in a while.
Yeah.
But it's not quite gone yet.
No. So you asked me a question last night. I promise you I haven't done any research. I'm going to stick with my same answer. But ask the chat. Ask the people.
All right, chat and Mr. Aid and Willie B. I was at the mall, 12 Oaks, ran into a cutie pie, and she was putting up Lion jerseys because they have to change the display now and then.
Yeah.
And so as a curiosity, because I want to know shit, I asked her, what jerseys are the highest sellers? What Lion jerseys are the highest sellers? And she says there's 3 clear-cut jerseys that outsell everybody else. What are the 3 jerseys?
Yeah. Chat, what are the 3 highest selling jerseys
And
from
she-
this gal at
she worked-
Fanatics?
Yes, Fanatics.
Okay. They have a huge market share, so this is
Right.
very accurate. My guess, while our chat's thinking about it and throwing it in, my guess was Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
Jack Campbell,
Okay.
and Jahmyr Gibbs. I'll give you. I'll hold my Y until
All right.
maybe we hear from
Mr.
Kool-Aid.
8.
Oh, man. I'm going to say Hutch, Jared, and I don't know which one of the J's I'm going to say, but I'm going to say Jahmyr.
Okay. Hutch, Goff, Gibbs.
Yeah.
Hey, Willie B.
William Anthony B. the third.
Hey!
Anthony B. Oh, that's hilarious. Ooh.
3 highest selling jerseys for the Detroit Lions team, 2025.
Goff,
Okay.
Brown,
Oh, that, yeah.
and Hutchinson.
You know what? I think that one might be.
Those are good
Hutchinson.
ones. Terry,
Those are
before
good.
you
Very
tell
good.
us, here's some guesses from the chat. Motor City Kitties, Hutch, St. Brown, and Sewell. I love Sewell. I don't think he's up there, but
Right.
I think I would get his jersey. Zach Soap, Goff, Gibbs, St. Brown. Todd Sane, Goff, Sewell, Gibbs. VJE, St. Brown, Hutch, Gibbs. Michael Boyd, Goff, JMO, Hutch. A handful are being repeated. The Hutches.
Most of you have gotten 2 out of the 3 right.
Okay.
And I was a little surprised, too. Are you ready for the answer?
Yes.
These are the top 3 Lion jersey sellers, according to the Cutie Pie, who was putting up stuff in Fanatics
Okay.
at 12 Oaks Mall. They are. Ready?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to save the surprise for later. It is Hutch.
Okay.
It is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay.
Oh.
And JMO.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes. That was the surprise.
Wow.
In
Wow.
fact, I had
Okay.
to say
That's shocking.
Say that one more time.
Last two is a
it
shocker.
was Hutch, Jahmyr Gibbs, and JMO were the top 3 sellers.
Wow.
And in fact, I had to say, are you sure? When she said JMO, I said, are you sure?
Right.
And she said, yes. She
Is-
said people like him.
JMO the number 1 jersey?
No, 9.
Okay.
Yo, I see some wows in the chat, man.
Maybe they thought it was Stafford jerseys.
Just get Williams, a little Tyleik.
That's interesting. So I guess it's like, you know what? We'll leave Jared Goff chance for Jared Goff, and we'll buy everybody else's jersey, I guess.
Now, you said you had something smart ass to say if Jared Goff was not one of those top 3.
No, because I didn't guess Goff.
I know you didn't.
And this happened in real time. We were talking about these 2 separate topics. And you asked me that question, I didn't put Goff, and I was like, holy shit. Like, this is part of the reason why he's not higher in the MVP race. Or there's a connection to his flashiness, to how it looks, why people want other people's jerseys, and why people will vote for the Jordan Loves, the Staffords of the world.
But let me just say, that has nothing to do,
No, I know.
because I don't hear anybody saying, Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs. We don't hear it as much anymore, but we heard the Jared Goff chants.
But isn't it crazy? Wouldn't you expect 80% of NFL teams for their quarterback
You would think.
would be one of the top 3?
Particularly one who is a MVP candidate.
Right.
Yeah.
And has had his name chanted, has a long-term contract. Like, all the signs point to Goff being a leading jersey getter, but it's not Goff. I don't know if I'm more surprised
Xavier
that's
D
not
believes
Goff
it's
or St. Brown. Sorry?
Xavier D believes it's because people already have Jared Goff jerseys, and that maybe the number changes as well.
Maybe
lead to
that
more
could be
people going to
a
get them.
factor there. You were thinking over there. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta give the credit to Xavier D. We got a great chat. We got a smart chat.
We do. Shout out to Xavier
Because
D.
back in the day, I know you don't like this name, but it seemed like everybody had a Matthew Stafford jersey.
Oh my God,
Including me.
Yeah, including you.
The only
everybody.
Lions jersey I've had.
Everybody had a staff. Bro, I had family members that were hating on him. Like, you got his jersey on right now while we're watching the game. Like, what's going on? I mean, he's still Stafford. Everybody had that number 9. My kids got mine right now. Seriously.
Stafford was great. Like, that's how it normally is. The quarterback is the highest jersey sales.
That's insane.
I know I talk a lot. I prop up Jared Goff over Matthew Stafford. I like Stafford. I liked him on the Lions. I just think Jared Goff is a better Lions quarterback.
And I will always say this. Did Jared Goff have Quintricia as his coach and general manager? Did he have Matt Millen as his president and whatever you want, GM. No, this was the worst run franchise in sports history.
Mm-hmm. And he got a bunch of rookies put around him. First time head coach, first time GM, first time ownership, first time, all of it. 4th round wide receiver. Jared Goff, still the most wins in the NFL since 2017. Still more wins than Matthew Stafford, who went and took over a team that had Whitworth, that had Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Odell Beckham Jr., Cooper Kupp.
Screw your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something that.
I'm not talking numbers. I'm talking situation.
Okay, who's got the ring?
Stafford.
Okay, that trumps everything. When you win a championship, let's go to the NBA. Why do we talk about NBA players being great? Yeah, there's a bunch of dudes who can play, but we don't talk about dudes being great until they win a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan, how many rings does he have?
A lot.
Bill Russell, who couldn't even play,
What?
has 11 rings. I'm not going to say he couldn't play, but he wasn't.
Yeah, you're right. Just to even bring it closer to home, somebody who should be talked about more here is Jerry Stackhouse. But because he ain't win and he doesn't have a ring, he's not even talked about like that in
All right,
Pistons
but
Pretty much
here's what, and
led
Jerry
scoring.
Stackhouse is one of my boys too. But here's what Jerry Stackhouse would do. He have in a meaningless game, he would have like 10 points going into the 4th quarter,
and then wind up with like 30.
Then he get like 8 points in the 4th quarter, so he'd end up with 18 points. He's like, oh, great game for Jerry Stackhouse. In games that they had to really win,
50.
he would get his 12 points in the first 3 quarters, and then he'd disappear when it was time to win the game.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So if Jerry Stackhouse had a NBA championship in his career, what would you say about his career? Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah,
Is he-
you'd probably have to do that because the Hall of Fame is.
Ooh, that's a good
What,
question.
are you going to give us your Jerry Stackhouse jerseys? Is that
No.
what you got on now? No. Is that why you stripping?
God damn.
So you're saying
yo.
a player that
He's working, T. He's
didn't-
working.
in often many games didn't have a very good game until the 4th quarter, maybe a couple
In a
points
meaningless
here,
game.
in a meaningless game, and then in that 4th quarter, playing from behind, he happened to prop his stats up because he had to score more. Maybe Stafford had to throw the ball more because you're playing from behind. Meaningless stats at the end of a
knew where he
game.
was
But
going.
if he just because he won an NBA championship, he's a Hall of Famer.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules up. I'm just saying what society has decided.
Yep. Anybody catch the connection I'm making here?
I see you working, my guy.
Yeah. I'm
I
with
actually agree with him, but I can't admit it right now. But go ahead.
I love
Stafford
this,
and
dog.
Stackhouse. They're the same.
What was Stafford's nickname here?
Oh, Stat Pafford.
Pat Stafford.
Stafford. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna get him in the Hall of Fame.
Yes. And to be honest, if the Hall of Fame stopped their voting forever today, and I had to put a vote in, I'm voting in Stafford over Goff. I do think he's done more in his career, and he has
Wow, that
the ring.
surprises me. I like it.
The ring.
Yeah, the ring match.
Very.
But
very
I think when it's all
surprising.
said and done, Goff will be a Hall of Famer. I believe already Goff is a better Lion than Matthew Stafford. The dude just needs a ring to be a Hall of Famer.
So you call him for that ring, though?
He's going to be a Hall of Famer, which also means I'm calling for a Lions Super Bowl.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Yep, you call him for
I
that ring.
believe it. Do I want it to be February 8th, 2026? I sure do.
Where's the Super Bowl this year? You going?
No, I'm going to be in a hospital room.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I'm going to be watching that Super Bowl
You can't miss that.
with Amon-Ra St. Broder popping out.
Is your woman nice?
Yeah, very
I'm gonna
nice.
say
very kind.
Broder.
If you miss that birth, she's not gonna be nice.
No.
She's gonna be the biggest bitch in the world. And
Damn.
you know who's gonna get the wrath?
Who?
You.
Yeah.
You.
Badly.
Yeah.
You're
Badly.
getting the wrath anyway. Just
Yo,
to let you know.
100%.
This is your fault. This is gonna become your fault when she's going
When
through
she's in
that.
pain,
Yeah,
yeah, she's gonna blame me for this.
yeah.
Heavily. You're gonna
Pain.
suffer,
I
man.
love
Pain
you,
is
Queen
temporary.
Kool-Aid.
Super Bowls are forever. Victory is forever. You got the ball.
So you would skip the birth of your child to go see the Lions in the Super Bowl?
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
all right.
Okay, we're just
I
checking.
don't want to go to the Super Bowl. I have zero interest in being physically present at the Super Bowl.
I ain't even gonna lie though, man. Shout out to Broder. Shout out to you know what's going on in your life, but your significant other, she seems like she would be like, all right, babe, I got this. Go to the game. She really does.
She, I think.
I think
She's a
she would
real
go
one.
to the game if she could.
I think she would. Hey, can we have it in the tunnel underneath?
Right.
Yeah, they
Oh,
got
no,
a whole
they-
medical
They put
staff.
in the little tent.
Yeah, the blue
On
tent.
the side, yeah, the blue tent.
And then instead of hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, I'll hand off baby Broder to Jared Goff to hoist. Or Dan.
Damn, what's some
The Lion
March?
King.
Yeah.
Hey,
Simba.
Stick
Mark
would
out,
hate
man.
you forever.
Yeah, he would. No, this is Jared Goff's moment. It's Jared Goff's moment.
Jesus, Matt.
There's well, you know, they can't
Ain't
put
no
any
slapping.
Lions
That's
in the
being a
blue
mark.
tent for a concussion protocol because Mama Broder is having a baby in there.
Jesus,
Facts.
you want Jared Goff to hold you first child.
Dante151, $10 super chat. I remember that because Terry said it on Friday in his 4-down question on Big D Energy from 11-1. Also, Terry, is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer with his 2 Super Bowl victories against the Patriots?
Don't do that.
Damn.
He has to be.
If it were me, I would not vote him in. But yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay. If Goff gets a ring, would you vote him in?
Yes,
Okay.
probably would.
I think sometimes people get this sense that because we argue about who's the better Lions quarterback, that we both don't think they're both great quarterbacks.
They're very good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But if I'm starting a team in their prime, because Matthew Stafford, I don't know, he's a little long in the tooth now. Seen his beard lately?
Oh, yeah.
It's almost as gray as mine. Oh, no, it's more gray than mine.
It is. And the shine of his teeth on his beard, it brightens it. The dude can still sling it. He's good. Stafford is very good. I don't think at 3-2, 3-2 with a 66% completion percentage, I don't think he should get MVP votes over Jared Goff.
And
But-
he won't.
He won't.
Jared Goff is going to get some votes. But I think right now, would you put him in top 2? You could.
No, you could. I'd probably put him top 3, top 5, as long as Jordan Love isn't in. Excuse me.
You know what? Stop the damn show. This isn't Jared Goff should be the MVP. You're pissed off because Jordan Love is getting more love than Jared Goff.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That,
Guess the truth.
bro.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I'll admit it. I absolutely hate it. I'm waiting for our guy to get that, but I realize we never do. It's the way that we're molded. It's the way we win. No one's going to give us our love. We won a championship in
All right.
04 with the Pistons. The first thing they talked about was the
Sometimes
Lakers.
I need your counsel.
Talk to me.
What is up with the Jordan Love? I mean, this guy, before the season, watch out. Jordan Love, boy, he's going to break out. He's crazy. Before the season, Jordan Love, best quarterback in this division.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas, let me be blunt. All right? Because I don't know everything. I think I do. What the fuck is going on? What is this?
See, I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't understand it. I see the quarterback position differently, apparently, than most people,
Okay.
other than Stick. Like he's got all the talent. If you were to build a quarterback, you would take some Jordan Love attributes and put it in the perfect quarterback.
You
He's
said about a lot of quarterbacks.
very talented.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's trash, but I mean, come
But
on.
between the ears, he makes bad throws at the wrong time of games. Yes,
I agree.
Jared Goff has some bad games, has some clinkers against the Houston Texans last year. Five interceptions. They were all, and I'm not defending the interceptions, but they were all before the end of the third quarter. Like he
have
rarely
a
makes them
theory.
in the big moments.
I have a theory. Jordan Love beat the Dallas Cowboys, the most overrated franchise in history, the most publicized franchise in history. If you beat the Cowboys, you've done something, which I disagree with. You've done nothing.
Agreed.
So I think that's part of it.
Oh, and how about Dak Prescott being in the MVP conversation?
He's actually having a good season.
Statistically.
Right. He's having such a good season that Jerry's not upset that he paid him all that money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. There's even more value in Jared Goff because he's now the 12th highest paid quarterback in the league. It's insane.
Today,
Jordan Love gets to sit behind Aaron Rodgers. What did Aaron Rodgers bitch about his whole time in Green Bay? Give me wide receivers. Give me weapons.
Right.
They won't stop giving Jordan Love weapons. They continue to find all these weapons that just aren't right for him. What are we doing,
there's got to
Terry?
be something going. I mean, first of all, he plays in Green Bay, which is an outpost. B, he's good but not great.
Yep, he is good.
How many division titles has he won?
Is it 0?
How about Zittis?
Yeah, 0.0.
Zittis.
How many division titles has Jared Goff won with the Lions?
Right. See, I think you should get special consideration if you do something with the Lions because they've been so pathetic and feeble.
Yes, you should.
Those have been the running jokes.
The Browns. There are teams where if you're able to turn them around, you're able to perform as a quarterback of the Lions. Shit, as a quarterback for the Bears. Different type of spot and view of this all, but if you can perform as a quarterback of these teams, you should be praised.
You know what the
But
Bears
the
should
problem
do?
is though with the Bears.
The Bears should give up on trying to develop quarterbacks. They should just go to the I formation and run the ball.
They should. Anything other than Caleb Williams.
But even that, how much have people been so quick to try and anoint what this Bears offense was going to be, what Caleb Williams was going to be underneath the guru and the wizard Ben Johnson. Even him, like I get it. Jordan Love has been the one they've been pushing for the last few years, but this year they even tried to go and sneak the Bears in there and Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams as well. It's like, what have these guys done? They haven't beaten Jared Goff in his time here. What have these guys done that makes you so bullish above Jared Goff? It's not even like Jared Goff is putting up pedestrian stats. His offenses are going out there and bludgeoning teams every year. And that's the part of it where I'm like, what's making the analysts, the supposed smart people, because apparently I believe our chat, shout out Xavier D and others, they're smart. I don't get how you enter a season, and that's why I love Mark Schlereth. He was on a couple of these shows. I think it was like Morning Football or something or whatever it is, Breakfast Ball. And he looked at his co-host like, y'all are crazy. This is Dan Campbell's offense. It's still Jared Goff, an MVP candidate. Like, what are you talking about? I just don't get it. They're so quick to try and throw the dirt on the Lions. And it's just like, this is why I love that Amik Robertson quote when he's like, bro, you can't bury what's from the dirt. Like, that's what this Lions team actually is. And I love it. I love it.
That's the makeup. That's Goff's DNA, too.
Yep.
Like, it looks different because he's 6'4" and lanky and can't run and whatnot.
He's
but
a little bit gumpy.
Yeah, it looks different, but Jared Goff's a dog. Those analysts, they prop up guys like Caleb Williams because you see that throw. Was it against the Lions where Caleb's rushing off to the right sideline? He makes this freaking perfect throw on the run to hit Romo Duzay at the sideline. He can do special things, but that doesn't mean he's a special quarterback.
Right. And then he tries to hit somebody at the flat and misses them.
Right. Sometimes what's special is being consistent. Consistently making the right pass, consistently checking down, consistently making the right read pre-snap. And that's what Jared Goff is arguably the best at in the NFL. I don't know the other quarterbacks as well, so we'll call him top 5. He's one of the bests. And that's what makes this offense go. That's what makes this team go. I do love that Kool-Aid talked about Amik Robertson because he's going to get some more time today playing the outside. This defense has a tough test. I think if I were the Lions, they have some good players on defense and can get to the quarterback, but I do think it's a bad matchup for the Chiefs with their defense of the running backs out of the backfield, defense of the middle of the field. But on defense, man, that secondary is beat up. And they got some burners, Kansas City does.
Yeah.
You worried with no Reed, no Terrion, no Maddox, beat up Branch, beat up Kirby. Amik Robertson and Rock Yassin.
If the Kansas City receivers are actually going to catch the ball, then I have concerns. but I'm not convinced of that yet.
Yeah.
I think Amika's played well. I got ripped a little bit by saying that, but I think he's done pretty well.
You got ripped to saying that because people only remember the touchdown to Jamar Chase, which he got beat.
Right.
He got spinned around. It looked bad.
Jamar Chase, you're gonna look bad at some point.
Right.
Yeah, like people
it's
were
how
just
many
saying-
other targets did he get that Amik actually shut him down? Was it 3 catches? Something like that.
You
He
know
played
what?
well.
You know who else
And an
played well
interception.
last week and is getting ripped in this town? Taron Arnold. When you talk to or read or whatever the people who watch the full 22 tape and all that stuff, they said Arnold played well. Yes, he had some handsy penalties. He had 2 or 3, but for the most part, he was on his receivers. He held Jamar Chase to 3 catches. He played well, but we don't see the entire game because we're watching it on TV,
Right.
and we don't know what he's doing. Besides the times
penalties.
we see him, make the penalties.
Yeah. Not the times where he's locking somebody down.
So, am I concerned about Kansas City's wide receivers to take a pause? No.
Good. I don't think you should be, although they have some speed. They have some athleticism. But I don't think Travis Kelce is what he is. So there's not as much of a risk in the middle of the
Father Time
field.
has caught up with Travis
It
Kelce.
has.
Now, you know who's going to get blamed for his subpar performances?
Miss Taylor?
Taylor Swift is going to get. It's not Taylor Swift. It's Mr. Time. We all get old. We don't move like we used to, and that's part of life.
Every redwood
Pretty
tree
much.
has to be cut down at some point, right? Or falls down. Or retires.
You know what? I don't know that because redwoods are really. Have you seen a redwood?
Yeah,
live?
no, they're
Those things are pretty damn big. And they stay up forever. I mean, they're like hundreds of years old.
yeah, they're huge. They're huge. But he's not the threat. Lions get the Chiefs a week before Rashee Rice comes back. So
But, young man, let me caution you. There can be some shenanigans tonight. There can be some calls.
Some fugaziness.
which
No,
ref
but-
will be
but
first
the
to the
Chiefs
whistle?
have already been accused of getting the benefit of the refs, and that they should invite the refs to their Christmas parties. That hasn't been so much the case this season, but the NFL doesn't want to see them go 2-4, so
No.
we might see some shaky calls
Yeah.
tonight. Be prepared.
Yeah, depends all the charcuterie that the refs see out on the field. There's a lot going on. They like to throw those flags, especially in the fourth quarter.
Or not
Or-
throw them when they
Excuse
should.
me. That too.
It's okay.
Do you think it's going to be a close game? The Chiefs are 0-3 in one-score games. Last year they were 12-0 in one-score games.
Yeah, I always think the Lions and Chiefs game is going to be close. So, yeah, it'll be a one-score game, and most games in the NFL are one-score games.
Yeah, they are. They are. So, what allows me to remain confident that this Calvin Shepard defense can maintain the level at which it's playing and even in some areas improve is despite losing DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold, which are your two best outside cornerbacks, you still have Branch and Kirby, but when guys like Amik Robertson and Rock Ya-Sin are your depth now, your pieces stepping up, you didn't lose anything physically. Like the physicality that you're able to play with, starting in the trenches, starting with the defensive line, which is about as good as any defensive line in the NFL this season. Amik Robertson's physical. Rock Ya-Sin's physical. When you go into a place like Arrowhead, you have to be physical. Andy Reid's a great offensive mind. Spagnuolo's a great defensive mind. Regardless of where they rank in the NFL right now, what a team like Detroit needs to do is play their style of football from the very start. All three units, offense, defense, special teams, but especially on defense when they have who I think is the second best quarterback of all time in number 15, Patrick Mahomes. So I'm not worried about this team losing any physicality, and that's what gets me excited.
No, they'll be physical. The problem is will the referees use that physicality against them? Will they call borderline penalties against the Lions? Will there be that signature play in the fourth quarter that goes against the Lions conveniently to make sure that Kansas City is 3-3.
Yeah. Are they going to call the Juwan Taylor false start? Remember their right tackle who jumps a
and
false
you know
start
what?
every play?
You know what? Hansy's going to get a penalty even though he's not playing.
Yeah, we're gonna hear pass interference on what, number 6? Was he number 6 now?
Yeah, they're gonna call him for something.
Terry will be sitting on the couch.
Terry's gonna say, wait a minute. I am on the bench. He might even be in the locker room. He might be at home.
He got his feet up. He's wearing his oven mitts, practicing.
Right. How's that a penalty on me?
They're still gonna call it on me. They're still.
They're gonna get him.
Man, Terry, the Lions have the top play action team in the NFL. The Chiefs defense is last in the NFL at defending the play action.
Okay.
Lions are the 6th best in the NFL starting under center. The Chiefs are last in the NFL defending under center. They got good linebackers that run around with their head chopped off. So they bite on the play action, which is what Jared Goff and the Lions
since
do
you're in stat mode
best.
right now, has Brad Holmes sent us to the kids table again.
Yeah. Yes.
Brad Holmes in the draft. You got to get an edge rusher. Oh, no, I don't. Hey, Brad Holmes, you got to bring in Zadarius Smith, re-sign him. No, I don't. Brad Holmes, you got to get an edge rusher somewhere. Do you know the Lions are 3rd in quarterback sacks now? Mm-hmm. And would be 1st if Aiden Hutchinson didn't have 3 sacks taken away from him.
Oh, no. He gets that. How many times a game does he have a sack taken away from a penalty?
Last game was 3.
That's insane. He could have.
And he took one away from himself because he lined up all sides.
So he could have 8 on the season already.
Correct.
He's picked up right where it's left off. And it allows this defense to do everything. Allows these sacks to come from the linebacker position. Your DC is a linebacker.
Right.
Your DC ran that room and is now using those linebackers to get his pressure on the quarterback.
Correct. That's why tonight we could see a big game from a guy that people here didn't like last year, Alex Anzalone. He might send him loose and say, go get Patrick Mahomes.
Quietly, Anzalone has been one of the best linebackers in the NFL this season.
He has.
And Jack Campbell is our best linebacker.
I disagree with that, but
Is it Anzalone still?
I think it is.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with that. Jack Campbell's on it. His trajectory is upwards.
He's playing better. I just don't understand all this Jack Campbell love. Although the last 2-3 weeks I've seen more of it. I think he's been better. He's made impactful plays. I think just before he just made tackles, but they weren't impactful plays.
Yeah.
Now I think he's making more impactful plays. So I'm getting with the Jack Campbell love.
And that only helps ignite the defense. Like when it's you got your force, your steady force making all the tackles, but now when he's making impactful tackles for loss, that dude plays with reckless abandon.
He does. I'll give him that.
You see how the relationship with Kelvin Shepherd fits. You see how the rest of the defense feeds off him. You said they were 3rd in sacks in the NFL?
Tied for 3rd.
One of my favorite stats. Lions are 1st in the NFL in 4th quarter sacks. That tells you something about this team and this defense and really how they respond to Kelvin Shepherd, their DC. It's not just at the beginning of the game when they have all the energy. It's not just after they return from the locker room at halftime. When they need it the most in the 4th quarter, whether it's putting teams away or holding them just close enough for Jared Goff and that offense to get the ball back, they stay physical, they stay focused all 4 quarters, Terry.
Agree. Now, big question. Is this the best team in the NFL?
Best team in the NFL is the Detroit Lions.
That came quickly.
It did. There's still a class of the Bills, the Lions. And I still have Philadelphia in there. Philadelphia has some flaws that are being exposed. I still believe in them as their roster's great. I think they have very good coaching. And I think they have a great offensive line that will figure out how to get that offense at least running better. But I do think the Lions have taken a step over them 5 weeks through the season.
Yeah. We've always talked about parity in the NFL. we were talking about parity in the NFL when I was a little tight. But I think it's really tight now that you can lose anybody from week to week, or you can kick somebody's ass from week to week. But I think when push comes to shove, that as we stand right now, the Lions are the best team in the NFL. Doesn't mean they're going to be the best team in December or January or whenever they have to be. But right now,
they want to be in December. If you ask Dan Campbell,
it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, he'd first say, I don't give a shit about your rankings. He'd second say, if we're going to rank them, I want to be the best team in December going into the playoffs. Best team at the beginning of January going into the playoffs. That's what they want.
Of course.
But right now, it looked ugly against Green Bay, but they've looked spectacular in different ways over the last 4 weeks to get four straight wins.
Right. And to match up what we talked about earlier, if they do become the best team in the NFL in February, then your Jared Goff MVP would disappear because he will be a front runner next year.
Yes.
Because he will have that ring.
Yes.
If he doesn't get the ring, if he has they play the Commanders or Green Bay in the playoffs and he has that 4 interception game and they lose, he's going to be back to where he is now.
Yep.
I'm just a good guy.
I won't argue with that. I want to see him hoist. I want that ring on his finger. With 5 minutes to go, 5 weeks through the season, we got Kansas City coming up tonight. What's been the more pleasant – actually, I don't want to say pleasant surprise. Have you felt – are you happier with Kelvin Shepard or with John Morton? New OC, John Morton, new DC, Kelvin Shepard.
To be honest, I can't tell the difference between the two because I think they've both been very good.
That's great.
They have done a yeoman's job replacing coordinators we were told couldn't be replaced. But once again, I go back to the Lions knew they were going to lose their coordinators at some point.
Yeah.
The Lions were preparing these guys 2 years ago, or they're preparing to replace that. And like I've always said, folks, when you become good, you lose your coaches. When you become good, you also lose your players too. So you have to figure out how do we replace, how do we replace.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, and I think Dan Campbell has been able to do that. And the thing that we lost focus on, is this offense. Dan Campbell has a lot to do with this offense. Dan Campbell has a lot to do with the culture in this locker room, which is different than what I'm used to. So that you don't just lose that because you lose your coordinators.
Right.
We remembered what the Lions lost last year, but we forgot what they gained this year. They basically gained their defense, their entire defense. Although there's some injuries there, they gained another year of St. Brown being excellent. They gained another year of Jared Goff getting even closer with these guys. And they gained Jahmyr Gibbs now believing I am an MVP candidate rather than just believing I'm a very good running back.
Yes. Do you think that would have happened, all of this would have happened, specifically the coordinators, if Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes didn't have such a diligent plan to replace them, to understand from day one, all right, we want to be good. Being good means we're going to lose some of our guys. How do we prepare for that? Because that's one of the points he and Dan wrote. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell wrote, I don't know, it's like a sticky note or a notepad that they have framed in one of their offices. 3 points, one of which are replace their people. Plan for that.
You have to, because if you can't replace people, then you're not going to be any good. With the coaching staff that the Lions paraded out in 2024, you knew you were going to lose people simply because you were good. Now, if the Lions sucked, if they were winning 7-8 games, then you guess what? They don't go.
No.
Because they're not that good.
No.
But copycat league, damn, Ben Johnson, really good coordinator. Kelvin Shepard, all these guys, they'll be gone at some point.
Yeah. Which is how, like, Kelvin Shepard is a head coach. He's going to be a head coach. Scotty Montgomery is going to be a head coach.
Right.
Like, this is just the beginning. But they're prepared for it. They're planning for it. Dan Campbell isn't at the top of a coaching tree. He's having his own branches now, but he comes from Parcells and Peyton and understands what it takes to build winners consistently. This is Dan Campbell's offense. It was helped put in by John Morton, who worked under Sean Payton in the year or two that he wasn't with the Lions. He's got it all figured out for this to move as seamlessly as possible. As long as his guys continue to work and improve, which they will because that's the type of guy that they drafted, and as long as Jared Goff continues to make smart quarterback plays, the sky is the limit for this team, as cliche as it is. They have Super Bowl DNA. They have what it takes. Now it's time to execute, to do it. And although they're 2-3, you go and do that in Arrowhead, that's something you can stand and pump your chest out on. Is all right, it's our time now. Sorry, Chiefs, you're done.
I agree with that. No, they are. I wouldn't call them done. But in the immediate future, they're going to have to regroup. They could win a Super Bowl again in like 4 or 5 years. I don't see it happening this year or next year.
I'd say like this era of the Chiefs always being at the top of the AFC and in the Super Bowl, like it's time for some new blood. Like
fresh
they'll
meat.
Figure out how to retool, but Kelsey's nearing the end. They got to retool some things. It's just the Chiefs have been that team for all of us the last decade. The Lions are at the top now. They win today, they're firmly at the top, regardless of the record of the
And
Chiefs.
Goff will be 3-0.
I no longer see this as a
Lord
referendum
Goff.
game. The Lions, even if they lose, they're going to be at the top of the division.
Ahead of the Packers.
Yes. I didn't expect that after that mollywop I saw in week 1.
But
And they're going to even be ahead of the Bears.
oh yeah,
How about that?
and the Vikings. Weird.
And the Vikings. Right?
Weird. Well, 9:31. Let's wrap the show up. Let's go around the horn real quick. Your game score predictions. Terry, start us off.
Okay. I know whatever I pick, you're going to pick one thing below, but I see the Lions winning this, even though I'm afraid there's going to be some shenanigans with the refs. They don't want to see Kansas City go to 2-4, but I'm picking the Lions to win this puppy 31-28.
Wow. Okay. 3-point field goal game. Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
Terry has the Lions winning by 3. Where are you at?
Ooh, you know what? I actually have this one being close as well. I have the Detroit Lions scoring 31. I have the Kansas City Chiefs at 24. It's going to be a game that it's in the Lions' control, but Kansas City scores late, but the Lions are able to, Jared Goff is able to end the game with the ball in his arms. So,
I love victory formation.
oh, yeah.
Like this victory.
Just ask Stafford how that looked in Ford Field against Jared
We
Goff.
didn't see it too often.
Hey.
We didn't see it too often from 93 till infinity. Willie B. The Souls of Mischief in Arrowhead.
Vegas is listening to you right now.
Hey, pull your camera up, too.
What's the pen gun? No problem.
There you go.
Yeah, I hear that, Terry. I give the same thing with the Lions. 34-21.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an easy game. It's not gonna be a landslide victory. It's gonna be a competitive both ends because Kansas City Chiefs are back against the wall, and the guys maybe they old, but they still got some life left with the rotation. So in that case, they gotta go there. They're gonna compete, and Lions had to go step up. Don't take them easily.
Yeah.
Hey,
I love it. I love it. Fellas, chat, Terry. I just have a weird feeling.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to try to get out of here without a prediction.
Just sneak away without a prediction. Mm-hmm. Maybe
Not
I should
allowed.
because I don't know. I have a weird feeling. I have this feeling in my legs. I just want to dance. No. I think the Lions are going to score a lot of points, and I think they're going to take away the ball at least 2 times again, which makes this score not as close as I thought maybe earlier in the week. I think the Lions are winning 34-20.
Ooh.
I think it's a 2-touchdown game.
Ooh.
They have the better team.
Let's rock.
They do. Let's do it. Sunday Night Football at Arrowhead. Goff versus Mahomes. Dan Campbell versus Andy Reid. Tony Dungy on the call. Maybe Mike Tirico. Who knows? Lions look to go 5-1. Terry, it was a pleasure.
I had a great time.
Kool-Aid, it was a pleasure.
Hey, always a great time.
Willie B, the pleasure.
As
all mine.
usual, it's a pleasure to be around with some good content and some legendary folks in this room and sports media. It's nothing like it. It's a blessing to be here every Sunday.
Hey, nothing like you, man. Chat family, thank y'all for being here. Smash that like button. I know Broder was going to tell y'all, but I appreciated y'all this morning, man. Y'all been active in the chat, supporting us, sending in the super chats, and it means the world. Definitely does.
Yes, thank you for joining. Before you leave, hit the like button, subscribe, even do us a favor, share it with somebody. And if you're not watching live, throw a comment down below. We try to read them occasionally on the show. We definitely use them to help find some topics to see what the people are
That's
talking
right. And
about.
before you hit the like button, lick your finger,
Uh-oh.
moisten it up, and then hit the like button.
Woo!
Yeah,
Be
satisfied.
nasty with it, Terry.
Oh!
Still being nasty with it,
Let's
Terry.
go.
I
You
see.
T-Boss getting
satisfied.
naughty, T-Boss. All right, take us out. Say goodbye to the folks.
All right, everybody. I had a blast. We'll see you next Sunday for Matthew Arnold Broder III. Oh, no, you were Fernando today.
Today was Fernando
Fernando.
Valenzuela.
Fernando.
Willie B or Willie Won't. And Mr. Aid over
I
here.
like that.
We
Willie
love you
Won't.
all. Take care. Thanks for listening.
Willie
Be
B or
good.
Willie
And, of
Won't.
course, no smoking, please.
All right.
Shout out Mad Packs.